you guys are now entering what appears to be maybe a chapel or maybe a temple, as the stone door slides across after you put the 4 tiles in the correct positions. So what do you guys want to do? Let's see. Let's give you guys first. Let's give you guys a map, right? You guys are going to see a gray map here, so don't get freaked out, because I'm going to kind of uncover this as we journey through the temple. Okay, so first, this is what you guys are going to see. A stairwell. Descends, and this is what you guys basically see. You guys pour into this temple. And there's a door. You know, there's a little room, then you go around some stairs, and this is where you guys are at. So I'm going to start putting you guys on the map, and you guys can feel free to put your tokens anywhere that you
Is
want
this descending counterclockwise?
Yes.
Like the snake is in front of the deepest part, right?
No, actually, this map is just represented wrong. So you came in from the right-hand side. I'm just putting your tokens down on the map to where you guys can put them anywhere you want in any order that you choose. And there you go.
I said I would be willing to take lead if no one else objected.
It's all yours.
Varian will stay up beside Shem to kind of check out for traps and such along the way.
I'll cast guidance on Varian while he's doing that, before he heads off to do that.
The buffs are going out now. Yes. Okay, then you have the stairwell ends where this single door is, and it is a wooden door.
Right, the door is right there, right?
Correct. That's it.
I'll check the door out.
Let me give you a little bit more of that. There you go. You can see the door just a wee bit better now.
Yeah, I'll check out the door.
Okay. Check it out. What are you checking it for? Are you just kind of looking over? It looks like a wooden door. It looks like you can... It does. On the left-hand side, you see a handle.
Does it open?
And it looks like it opens out. Yeah, you look like you can just push it out.
Let's do it.
All right. You push the door open. You got lucky. There was no trap on this.
I don't think about that shit. I always tell you, the fighters, the way they find traps is by setting them off.
You know, I agree with you on that, man. So this is what you open the door up to. It looks like some type of altar room as the door swings open. It is revealing a 30 feet deep by 20 foot wide room. Now you can see that there are archways to the left and to the right of you, where it's going to provide a little bit of room, a little bit of sight into rooms above you and below you. A little bit of you can see a little bit inside of the rooms. Now immediately,
I'll look back and kind of usher the others up as I stand out of the way, just up to the north here.
Okay, as you usher them into their deaths, I like it.
Yep.
You're being a very considering half-orc. I like it. So as you enter the room, and you are facing, immediately facing the entrance on the western wall, you can see that there is a small little prismatic orb that's kind of glowing and just hovering over a short pillar. But then actually, you're like, that looks like a will-o-wisp. And it's kind of hovering above the short pillar. And then on top of this pillar rests what appears to be like a bowl, or maybe an offering bowl, because you've you've noticed that the theme so far is deities as you've come in here, especially trying to get in here and all that stuff. Now, behind this altar, there's a beautiful fresco that is depicting a blue 7-pointed star. And then there are all kinds of other murals that are covering the walls, not just straight in front of you as you enter, but on the wall to the north, to the south, and the wall behind you, there are all kinds of murals depicting women performing feats of like magical powers and magical prowess. But all of the women, it's the same woman throughout all of the images. And Arlo, saying that Mistra is your deity, the female depicted in these murals is Mistra herself. And then obviously you can tell, behind the altar there, with the offering bowl on top, has the blue 7-pointed star, her symbol.
Well, guys, this is obviously some kind of temple or welcome area into the wherever we are for Mistra here. Now, would I know, is it typical of some kind of offering that does get placed into a bowl? Is this something that I'd be familiar with?
That's possible.
What do you make of this, Erlo?
Yeah, when you, I need to stop saying so. And I said that in my weekly update video.
You did, man.
Yeah, I did. I was giving myself a hard time over that. In the bowl, you notice that there is a beautiful rainbow tourmaline gem, and it's you can see, and it's kind of affixed to the bowl. There's like a dab of something that's kind of holding it above the bottom of the bowl, some type of glue or something like that, and it's definitely adhered to the bowl.
Barian, you want to check and see if it's trapped?
Yeah, Barry will check it out. As I'm eyeing this gem, figuring out how to get it off the bowl.
I'm keeping an eye out for it. Just I'll let them do whatever this stuff involves with deities. I'm just keeping an eye out, looking out for the group.
You're just the muscle, aren't you?
I ain't messing with these fucking deities. This is bullshit.
Is that an investigation check?
That would be an investigation check, and you can dump that into the DM Tower Bowl if you'd like. Clutch. That is clutch. You can actually tell that there is a trap on this, and it's the gem that is attached to the offering bowl. Definitely looks like it's a trap, because you can actually see that where the bowl is, there's a couple of these false panels that'll kind of slide and probably spray a gas or some type of liquid out of the bowl at you. So it definitely looks like it's a trap.
All right,
for sure.
I'll inform the party that this altar offering bowl is trapped, and see what they want to do.
The gem doesn't look that valuable, especially coming from a cut purse like yourself, with your knowledge and expertise in gems and other valuables. This gem only looks to be worth maybe 10 gold or so. It doesn't look like it's worth very much.
I'd say we just leave it, personally.
But take a closer look at the pictures on the walls here too.
Sure.
Marion has no interest in trying to. I have no interest in trying to disarm.
You're like, that's a waste of my time, right?
Piece of glass.
Yeah, this is a waste of time for my. Yeah, exactly. It's like cubic zirconium. All right, so what do you guys think? Just want to leave it alone? Move on?
My character's thinking it's too quiet in here, so he pulls out his flute.
It is quiet.
And starts playing a very soft melody depicting the deity that's in the room.
Okay. Sure. As you pull out your flute, I was going to say something else, but I decided not to.
As soon as the first note, the first note goes, Shem kind of gets scared a little bit as he's looking at this, looks back and goes, "What the fuck? Why are we playing music?"
Yeah, because it's echoing throughout the chambers. You can hear it bouncing off of the walls in the other room. Even though you are playing it rather quietly, like you said, you can still hear it traveling throughout the entire complex, and you can hear it kind of reverbing around in the other rooms to the north and the south.
I want to take a closer look at these pictures on the wall.
It's Mistra, casting spells and performing rituals and whatnot. What are you trying to discern, Mr. Humplepump?
Well, I think I want to look with Humplepump and see if we can see anything behind. Like, are they tapestries where we can check behind for any like secret caches or something?
No, they're actually they're pointed. They're painted, not pointed. They're painted frescoes and murals and stuff on the wall. But sure, you can check them out. Give me an investigation check in the tower in the lower right-hand side. So you guys are looking for like eyeballs following you and stuff like that. Stuff like that, right?
Now I feel like somebody's watching us.
You do feel like anyone with danger sense. It does feel like someone is watching you. Actually, all of you, as the little beads of water kind of dripping through the roof and whatnot. Yeah, kind of sounds like it's really spooky in here. And it may feel like someone is watching all of you.
Is that will-o-wisp moving, or is it like a statue on top of?
No, it's actually just kind of hovering above the bowl.
Interesting.
Just hovering.
Can I see anything worthwhile up north?
Sure. You see a very brightly lit room, actually, and I'll actually show you what you see. Now, what you see here, Shem, is quite interesting, because it looks like there's quite a few pillars in this room, and between each pillar it's like a sheet of energy. You can see like a sheet of white pulsing electricity kind of tumbling around in the it looks like curtains that are held up between the two pillars, and you can see like fire between the two curtains, and you can see earth kind of like swirling around. You can see lightning, and then all of a sudden they all switch, and now the fire is somewhere else, and the air with the lightning and stuff. So it looks like there's a different energy in here, and there's a couple tables as well, a couple of altars. Looks like a chapel. Like I said. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna turn around to our flutist and those deity lovers and say, I think this room appears for you guys, and let them check it out.
Yeah, these in this pillared hall, in between the pillars, they're bathed in like dancing and cascading rainbows of light, like I was saying, and looks like they're open to the elements. Now, also there's a couple of shrines like I was talking about, and you can see that the room may kind of extend over towards the east, but because of all of the scintillating lights that are between the columns, yeah, it's kind of blocked off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check out this shrine or whatever that's in front of me.
Okay, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. What are we still doing in the where Mistra is? Or are we all kind of going north? Are we going south, or what? Because I see everybody kind of moving around in different areas.
I checked that room out just from the entrance, just kind of looking into there, and I think I don't really want to enter somewhere where there's a bunch of magical energy, so I turned and wanted to see what Barry saw down south.
Yeah, down south where you guys are looking into the other chamber. This you can see that there's a fresco that's depicting a human hand with the index finger and the eyeball. You know, the human hand with the index finger pointed up. And you can also see that there's a statue in this room of a bearded old man, and it's on the southern wall. And he has a beautiful staff in his hand with a massive topaz that is capping the end of the staff. And then you can see that there's another entry point to another chamber that looks like it travels east. So now you know what is to the north, you know what is to the south.
I think we should get a safe distance from the altar bowl there and disarm the trap. Shoot it with a crossbow bolt or something.
I can just go pick it up.
Which
I'm not going to.
All right, so what do you guys think?
Maybe we can send
North-
that snake in there. See if you.
North,
Why not?
south?
I vote.
Split the
I
party?
don't know about everyone else, but I vote south.
I kind of vote south too. The north looks like it's got a lot going on.
I don't fuck around with magic. That shit's dangerous.
Varian
But
votes
I'll
south
wait
as
for the
well.
group to decide what to do.
South is cool.
I'll cast guidance on Barry, and again, Barry, and you want to check out this room to the south here?
Yep. I'll go check out the spear. Go check out the statue.
Okay. So you are going into the room to the south, right?
I'll follow him a little bit, but I'm not going to go past that. I'll kind of maybe look and stand guard at the doorway that goes to the east.
Okay. So this room down here to the south,
Statue is here, right?
yeah, the statue's right here, right where you're at, Barry. Yep. And this statue is actually 6 foot tall, and it's holding the staff, and it has a huge, beautiful topaz.
All right. Well, I will check for traps.
Now, Erlo and Malachi, well, Erlo first, because Erlo's actually in the... No, actually, Malachi, I think. Are you in the room, Malachi, or no? Nobody's in the room. No,
Yeah,
nobody's in the room yet.
I'm still in Mistra's room.
Okay.
Right at the doorway.
All right, so the statue is a male human, looks to be like an elderly gentleman, 6 foot tall, holding the staff. What do you want to do, Barian?
Check for traps.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check in the tower. Investigate. There you go. All right. Yeah, you're looking around. Looks good. You don't sense anything. You're like, yeah, looks good. Look back. You say, coast is clear.
I'm not finding anything unusual here, guys.
He failed his check though.
Can
Needed
you
a
take the
15. He
staff?
rolled a 13.
I would like to ask one of the religious types, do they recognize this person that this statue is supposed to be made of? Is this a depiction of one of the guys we're in here looking at?
Well, as Malachi comes into the room, Malachi notices that this gentleman is Azuth. This is the deity Azuth, and I believe Azuth was the one with the finger pointed up.
Yeah, this is Azuth, guys. I remember this one from the books. Did you find any traps or anything, Barian?
Found no traps, no indication of anything out of the ordinary.
Has a staff with a huge, beautiful gem at the end of it. And it looks like the staff is just kind of laying in its open palmed hands.
Do I know what Azuth is the god of? Do you have like what domain?
I'll let you know in just a second. He is
Based on
the
my
known as the Lord of Spells and the God of Wizards. He's a lesser deity.
Based on my knowledge of gems, can I get an approximation value of this topaz?
You sure can. You can discern that this is another piece of crap topaz made out of cubic zirconium, and it looks like it's probably worth about 10 gold also.
So I have no interest in the gem nor the staff, so I'll leave it up to the. It appears to be clear, gentlemen. No traps detected, although it's not a very valuable gem.
Well, if it's not worth much, maybe we should just leave it alone. I just had a thought, though. What if I casted a light spell on that offering ball in Mistra's room?
I don't know. What if you cast it on there?
Maybe
I
it
mean,
explodes.
you can put it anywhere.
You want me to try, guys?
Yeah, get it right next to it. I'm all for giving shit tries. Go for it, man. I'm gonna maybe suggest Erlo gets out of the room. Malachi's ideas aren't always the best. As he's walking in there, I just kind of grab his shoulders and walk him back. Like, no, this is for the best. Just
I love it.
Or better yet, I'll pick up a small pebble, cast light on it, and place it in the bowl, because I remember you saying that the pictures were depicting offerings of magic.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try that.
Okay. You find a small little pebble. There's plenty of small little pebbles everywhere. You cast light on there and you throw it into the bowl. And it just, brightly illuminates. It looks like one of those upside down lampshades now, as the light is, a pillar of light is hitting the ceiling of the temple now. Nothing happens. No, nothing happens though.
Well, nothing happened, guys. It was worth a shot, though.
The gem's still there. It's just that the stone is kind of sitting in the bottom of the bowl.
I'll go ahead and recast my light spell on my shield then, and go back and join my party members.
Okay, sounds good. Shem, to the east, you see another shrine room.
Yeah, I'll step in there and check it out.
Okay. So as you look through the archway that's leading into this open room, inside the walls of this shrine room are covered in all types of scripts and glyphs from what appears to be you don't even recognize. You know how you can usually look at a word and see if it's Spanish or French or maybe German? But all of these scripts and glyphs you do not recognize at all. Looks like they would be some type of maybe dead languages from long ago. And there's
common.
Also, it definitely is not common, that's for sure. Now on the south wall, there's also a statue. And this statue is of a balding man covered in all kinds of glyphs and robes on the on the robe that he's also wearing, and he's beside a desk that has a quill and a beautiful engraved ink pot, and in his arms that are extended he has several scrolls that he is holding on to, and that's what you can see. So what say you, adventurers? Do you move into the next room? Shem is being rambunctious tonight.
If they know, you know this old guy?
I move into the room and check out the statue over there and see if I recognize him.
All right, so everybody go ahead and move into the room, and then because everybody has tokens moving all over the place all the time. So you guys get moved into where you want to get moved into. All right, lock up the tokens now. And like I said, in this room, there's all kinds of runes and glyphs that are on the wall. all kinds of, nobody recognizes any of this language. Statue, south wall of an old balding man. His hands are extended with scrolls lying in his hands. And then on the table, there is a beautiful engraved ink pot and a quill. And like a stone slab that you would write on.
Hey, Barian, you want to check this one out too?
Yeah, this must be Ogma.
Definitely not Ogma, Arlo, and Humplepump. This is Denier. Yes.
So I'll move up to the table in the statue and check for anything unusual, traps.
So that's what the script on the wall looks like. And one person actually recognizes this. That's a great feature in Fantasy Grounds, is it? God, I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is. You can actually, you can tell what type of runes they are. You can tell what language, some of them, not all of them, but several of them, just a few.
I'll tell the rest of the group these are giant runes, and I can read some of them. And once I realize that, I want to look around and see if I can read any more.
Sure. It's just basically little hints and bits of information about Denier.
Okay, I'll tell the rest of the group that. Anything on the wall? Anything about scrolls in the runes?
Basically, it talks about how Denier is one with art, one with cartography, glyphs, images, knowledge, scholars, literature, stuff like that. Just random, nothing in particular, just random things.
Okay, I want to check this statue for any traps.
Sure. Give me an investigation check as you give the statue a once-over. Barian, what was that check for?
I was wanted to move up to the table and check for anything unusual, traps. On the table in the statue.
Okay.
I did that while you was typing the glyphs.
Okay, so Sarpy, as you were up there looking at this statue, and if you're looking at, and I'll consider that both because they're so close together. You're looking at both the statue and the table. And Sarpy, you thought it was you thought it was clear. You're like, oh, cool. And just as you were like fixing to grab something off of the desk, Barian puts his hand on yours and says, whoa, hold on here. There's a trap. So thank goodness that Barian rolled as well, because you almost triggered a trap. And as you look at it, Barian, you can see that where the ink pot is, there's several tiny holes around it, which some other type of malice or, poisonous gas would come out. But you think you could probably dispel it. You could probably do that.
Disarm the
But
trap.
yeah, you were just fixing to say, wow, this nice ink pot there, Sarpy. And then Barian saved you. He's like, whoa, easy, dude.
Thanks, Barry.
Slow your roll, man. Slow your roll.
Did he say easy, Chief? Oh.
Easy, Chief. Easy turbo.
Yeah, I've never disarmed a trap before. I'd like to try that.
Would you like? Do you have thieves' tools?
I do have thieves' tools.
Okay, well then you can do that with. Are you proficient with thieves' tools?
Yes, sir.
All right, those are
I
just.
see Barian's up to something, so I cast guidance on him again.
Very
So
nice.
just I even have a skill check set up for it. So just do the thieves'
Yeah.
tools skill check.
Barry, and you also have inspiration. Would you like to use an inspiration? You got two. You guys are gonna lose if you don't use all your inspiration. You lose it because every session we're starting with one. So that was another thing that I probably forgot to tell you. But use it or lose it,
Nope,
sister.
not this go around.
Okay. So give me a check. Yeah, you've disabled the trap, and you've basically clipped a couple of small wires that were under the desk as they were kind of fed through small holes, and then there was like a small pipe with a canister of like this what appears to be like a poisonous gas that is inside of this canister. But if you take the canister, if you would remove the canister, it would release the gas.
Yeah. So thank you.
So yeah,
I was considering taking the canister, but then you said it was gas based, so I'm not interested in anything gas.
Yeah, and you actually did a great job because it would have hit everybody in the room that isn't on that wall to the north. So everybody would have been hit except for Zod and Shem. Everybody would have been hit. So because it had a 15, you think that there's probably enough pressure in this canister because you're kind of squeezing it to test the pressure. Probably would have sprayed about 15 foot. It would have hit just about everybody.
And now that the trap is disarmed, I'll pick up the inkwell and hand it to Sharpie and say, "Here you go."
Sure.
No, appreciate that.
Is that book on the
Oh,
desk
so
there?
we just
Anything of
gotta
interest?
take all these things from the rooms then. I get it.
Yeah, and as you take the ink pot, there's actually some ink in it as well. You can actually kind of slosh it around, which is kind of weird. Because you figure you haven't been able to see, and I know nobody's asked this, but I'll tell you, nobody's seen any footprints on the floor. It doesn't look like anybody's been in here for quite a while. I was waiting for someone to ask that, but there's a lot of dust on the floor. And the only footprints that you see are the ones that you guys have been making since you've been down here. But as you lift up the ink pot, and there's also a quill there too on the table with a big feather, probably some type of maybe a feather from a roke or something like that. One of the smaller feathers on a roke. Now, when you lift up this ink pot, there is a gem that was under the ink pot, and then as you turn the ink pot upside down, it has like an indenture where it would just sit right on top, like the cup over the old ball trick where the magician sloshes the 3 cups around. Yeah, like that. But there's actually ink and stuff inside of this ink pot still. But there's a gem, a green gem that's just sitting on the table.
I will. Baron will pick that up as well.
Okay.
I found a gem here. Can I tell
You
what it's
don't
worth?
you don't discern it? Do you pick it up, or do you just look at it, or pick it up, or what?
Well, I'm gonna look initially. I want to look at it and see what type. Can I tell what it is? Approximate value.
Yeah, it looks like it's glass, just like the other stuff that you found. Looks like it's worth about 10 gold.
I don't want it then.
Do you pick it up and throw it to somebody, or what?
Nope. I'm gonna just say, hey, there was a gem under the inkwell. If anybody's interested in it,
I should have said, okay, you
that
picked the
valuable.
gem up. I'm trying to be.
How about that
trying to
book
be
on the
nice.
desk there? Is that anything good?
It looks like it's a stone carved tome, and it's attached to the table.
So no one wants the gem?
No, I'm
Right
good.
now, it looks to me that each one of these so far has had a gem. There's one
that's
in.
one thing that's the same in each room.
I think we might need them either further in or so we might want to grab those. If anything, I'll go ahead and hold on to them.
Oh, they just
The
lost
stone
XP.
tome, is there anything written on it? Does it have more of the giant runes or something else?
Just a couple of blank pages. So Sarpy, you go and pick up the gem from the table, and you go back to the other two rooms and pick up the gems.
You think maybe So you think maybe the ink and quill is to write something in the book?
That's a good idea, but what though?
It's
Was
not,
it Sarpy that picked up the gem?
No, Zed picked up the gem in this room anyways. He's not going till we make sure that there's
Zod did? Okay. All right,
I
so
spend
Zod,
a lot of time around books, and it's not normal for ink to stay viable for any length of time like this. It would usually dry up.
Yeah, especially the amount of time that this place has been sealed up and the amount of dust on the floor and no footprints. So, yeah, it's actually quite weird. But Zod, you pick up the gem, you have a 10 gold piece gem. And I'll add that to the party sheet later on. They could have got a scroll if they didn't mess with the gem. So Zod, you go back into the other rooms as well and pick up the gem. Well, the gem is attached to the bowl.
Yeah, those two there, I'm not gonna touch because I know the one in the bowl he said was trapped, and I don't think he disarmed it, so I'm not even gonna try messing with that.
Okay.
And I'm not really sure because I know this place was trapped. So if this one is and the one before, that means the other one is most likely trapped as well.
Yeah, the ink pot was definitely trapped. But Barian, with his expertise and lockpicks, he was able to disarm it.
You guys want
Barian, maybe you should check out on disabling the other traps, so if we do need these gems, we can be able to grab them.
I didn't detect nothing on the staff on the statue.
No, he didn't.
So
What is?
I'll go grab it. I'll go grab that one.
Oh, wait in this room.
All right, Barry, you go get the other one. I'll go grab that one.
all right,
We'll
I'll
meet you
go
back
up and try to disarm this trap up here as well.
All right, disarm which trap there, Barian? The one up in the
one
Mister
down the
room? Okay, all right. All right, go ahead and...
I threw guidance on you just as you were walking away.
Thanks.
All right, so
roll.
Go ahead and roll that, Chief. Now, as you're in the room and this small little gem is kind of connected to the bottom of the bowl, you just like rip it off, all right?
On the staff one?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was in the
I just
bowl.
walk up and grab it.
Okay, you just take the staff. Okay, cool. So as you pull the staff off, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, because all of a sudden, out of the hands, as you lift up the staff under where the staff was in the hands, all of a sudden 2 bolts of electricity shoot out and entangle you in this lightning type of storm that just swirls around you really quick. But your Constitution saving throw is okay, because all of a sudden you feel this static as all the hair on the back of your neck and the back of on your back and all that stuff as a half orc.
It's like when you're working on a light socket, but you don't want to have to waste the time of flipping the breaker, and you accidentally touch both wires. Son of a bitch! Yeah.
Correct. So you're going to take
No damage done, right?
5 lightning damage. No, you were successful with your save, but yeah, you take a little bit of a jolt, but you get it.
I'll walk back and give the gem to Zod and say, "Got this one for you." Oh, mama!
Okay.
Watch out for some of these.
And nice. With your thieves' tools, you can actually you disable the trap, and you know that this, so you get all your little solvents and stuff out, your oils and your solvents, and you're actually able to get this gem separated from that contact cement that was between the bottom of the bowl and the bottom of the gem. So good job with that roll. That was actually really good. Nice roll with your bonus and the guidance. So now you have the tourmaline gem, 10 gold. Chief got the topaz off of the staff. It just kind of slid right off of the top of the staff as you kind of twisted it. It kind of just twisted off. It's like screwing a light bulb in. You just screw it off. And now you have the gem from the Shrine of Denier. So what say you, adventurers? There is another entrance to the east. Yeah.
Hey, Shem, you got a little hair thing going on
They
there.
missed their experience bonuses. I was going to give them an experience bonus for leaving the tribute there, but they took the tribute. All right, so the next room looks like another altar room, guys. There's a theme here. There's a pattern.
All right, now, you know the drill, Barian.
Roger that.
So as you look between the archway and you look into this room, it appears to be another shrine. And the walls of this room have all kinds of show various ways of preserving knowledge, and it's in an old common type of language, but you can actually tell. And plus with the carvings and stuff of stone tablets and paper and quills and ink pots, and there's a mural of someone binding a book. And then in this room, there's also all kinds of, there's all kinds of various races and genders. And it looks like they're working with all of these tools of knowledge. And there's a statue here, of course. It's in the south of the room. And it's not of a humanoid, but it's just it's not even it just looks sort of like a desk with another blank open tome. There's an inkstand and another quill, and there's a beautiful large diamond paperweight on this desk, or maybe altar. And you can see that both Malachi and Erlo, you guys can see that this room is probably designated to the deity Ogma.
I want to check the altar for traps.
Me too.
And Humplepump and Erlo, you guys know Ogma is basically the Lord of Knowledge. The Lord of Knowledge. Sarpy, what was
I was also checking it for traps.
Okay. And let's see, Barian, all right. Yeah, it looks clear. You're looking around and everything looks good.
I don't see anything on this one, Sharpie.
Yeah, and as you get
grab that diamond.
Yeah, as you guys get close to the table, all of a sudden, like a voice kind of booms out, and the quill rises and floats beside the open tomb. Well, the open tome. I was going to troll you guys, but it's the open tome. So the quill kind of rises, and then all of a sudden, a deep voice says, "All should surrender knowledge, so it may be shared." And it kind of fits the theme of, Ogma and knowledge and all of the different races writing in tomes and on parchments and using quills and all that stuff.
We should write some knowledge in the tome.
All right.
I'll help with that too. I'll go ahead and write some notes that I've actually set up for a song.
Okay. And all of you guys over here by the table, Humplepump, Barian, and Sarpy, you guys can actually see that the inside of this pot is wet with black ink as well. and the feather quill is just kind of floating there.
Oh, well, guys, let's go ahead and try this. I'll pick up the floating quill, and write.
Okay.
What I'm going to write? I'll write "always spit with the wind" in the book.
Always spit into the wind. I like it.
With the wind.
With the
Oh,
wind.
always spit with the wind. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to spit in the wind. Sort of like never take wooden nickels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
An old guy when I was bagging groceries in Daytona Beach. An old guy said, "Let me give you a tip," and he goes in his pocket. I said, "Sir, I can't take it." He goes, "Oh, that's okay, son, take it." And he gave me a goddamn wooden nickel, and he said, "Never take wooden nickels." And he got into his old like beater 1960 and drove off, flaming and smoking and all that other shit. Never take wooden nickels. Very good. So you write it. You dip the quill down into the ink pot, and you write it on the stone tablet, on the stone tomb. Or is it tome? Or what is it? You guys think it's tomb or tome?
Let's
Tome.
go.
That's a tome.
All right. I'll quit trolling.
Ba, ba, ba.
It's for all those grammar Nazis out there that like to make comments on YouTube and shit.
Gotta keep them happy, man.
Yeah, I gotta keep them I gotta fuel the fire with that. I'm just gonna start calling it
it's
tomb.
it's how you get all the comments, right?
Yep. Put a fucking negative on my video. I don't care. As long as you put something on it, do it. Jesus. Up or down. I don't thumb it up or thumb it down. I don't give a shit.
Like it.
All right, guys. So let's see. Humple Pump, you put on the tomb. Always spit with the wind. And then as you let go of the quill, it goes right back up over the tomb and floats.
Nothing else happens.
Nothing.
Well, maybe, guys, maybe we all need to write something.
The door to the north of you is of a wooden door there, Shem, and it is closed.
As they're writing, I'll jiggle at it. Does he have a handle?
Yeah, it's got a handle. Yeah, definitely appears to be. Yeah, if you want to open it up, sure, it'll open right up. Doesn't seem to be locked or anything. You jiggle it, so.
Barian would like to write in the tomb the inscription from the statue of the gargoyle up at the top. Earth remains strong, protecting all.
So you're going to write Earth remains strong, protecting all?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Formal here. I love it. So you write that scripture into the tomb, let go of the quill, and it floats above the book. Yeah, Shem, that door is unlocked if you want to open it up.
Yeah. Well, while they're writing, I'll take a peek at it.
All right. So as you open it up, a needle pokes you in the hand as it comes out of the door. So give me another Constitution saving throw. As you just get zapped by a needle. Ooh, you're clutch with that, man. So you're gonna take another 4 poison damage, but you feel this burning sensation as the needle enters your hands, and you start to feel this feverish sensation come over you, but with your inner fortitude, you're able to shake the condition. So you're not poisoned. You just took a little bit of poison damage, which is 4 more. So you've got a total of 9 damage done to you now, Shem. And now as the door opens, you see a room with a bunch of piles of rubble. Rubble. So that's what you see, Shem. Now, who else is going to do anything here? What about Zod, or what about Arlo or Sarpy?
Zod is actually going to go ahead and write a limerick from basically the notes from a song was his from his loot.
All right. Anything in particular? Or just like maybe a verse of one of the songs? Is there a particular verse? Rub-a-dub-dub, thanks for the grub. I don't know, whatever.
All we are is dust in the wind.
I love it. All we are is dust in the wind. All right. You let go of the quill and it's floating above the tomb. The T-O-M-B tomb, not the T-O-M-E tomb.
Arlo will go ahead and jot down a family recipe for some spicy lamb stew.
I love it. So you're jotting it down, okay? Sure. You take a little bit of time. 3 cloves and a pinch of salt and blah 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 blah. Okay.
Zod, after writing down his verse there, he gets inspired and begins to play it on his lute.
Ooh, another real instrument. Take notes, Malachi.
Hey, the spoon's a real instrument.
So what else is everybody doing?
Sarpy is going to write a note in there about archery training, like share some archery training techniques.
Point the arrow towards your enemy.
Stay clear of the cow pastures.
Oh, God. Step 1, knock the bow. Step 2, pull the string back. 3, point towards enemy and let go. Rinse and repeat. All right, so who hasn't done anything yet?
Hey, Shem, you want to come over here and write something in this book?
I was checking out this room, but I apparently need to have Barry and check doors for me going forward.
Yeah, what happened to your hand there?
Fucking needles, man.
That doesn't look good.
It's these goddamn these gods. They trap all this shit and expect you to come here and survive, bastards.
There's another wooden door, just like the one that you just opened, on the opposite side of you, Shem. And this room looks to be maybe like a guest room or something like that. But it has 3 large piles of rocks in the room, and also the walls are paneled in wood. Now, there's also like this thin gravel that's kind of everywhere on the floor. So what do you think?
Have they all wrote in that book? They're telling me I gotta go write in this fucking
I don't know who hasn't wrote in the book yet.
Well, I think everybody should write in the book.
Yeah, Shem, here, just come write some kind of knowledge in the book. Something about weapons or something.
All right.
Pointy end goes first.
Pointy end in enemy. I think wasn't Shem the only one that didn't say anything? In the book, that is?
I believe so.
So what is
And then I put the quill inside the book, shut it, put it in my backpack.
Yeah, actually it's a stone. It's actually made of stone. Yeah. And let's see. All right, so as you pick up the book, all of a sudden you start to hear this everywhere, and everybody is going to need to make because on the floor you can start to see this, as you have one of those old stoves and the rings kind of, get glowing red. Well, all of a sudden in the grate and all of in the floor starts to light up. And as you peel this book away, everybody give me a Constitution saving throw. All right, so Erlo, you're okay. Shem, you're okay. And Barian, you're okay. If you're okay, you're going to take 3 damage. If you failed your saving throw, which would be everybody else that I didn't name, you're going to take 7 damage. So go ahead and add the damage to your sheet. The snake also failed a saving throw. So take 7 if you failed, or 3. And the ones who saved, they were Erlo, Barian, and Shem. Everybody else takes 7. As you guys just got electrocuted. And then now you could smell all kinds of like burnt dust and whatnot.
Same hair.
Now my hair is standing up even more.
Exactly.
Ow! What was that?
Zzz. It was supposed to be the
Does he have
gym,
the
but I was
book
like,
now?
hey, the book would be good. Yeah, he ripped the book off of the but it's like a block of stone.
Big
It's
stone
not an
thing?
actual it's not even a book. It's just like a stone slab. But whenever you write that in there, just before you rip that thing off of the thing, all of a sudden that same booming voice comes out and says, "The gift of knowledge given freely is blessed." And then you rip it up, and as you rip the book up, everybody takes the damage. And as you're looking at this, getting jolted, all of a sudden one of the stone pages rips off, just kind of breaks off, floats in the air like the quill was, and then it looks like it turns into paper, and a scroll tube appears, and then this thing magically slides into the scroll tube and then falls on the desk as you guys get magically jolted by the floor.
Well, I'm done touching shit. You guys can pick that thing up.
I'll pick it up and see what it is.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Malachi, you can tell that it is a scroll of lesser restoration.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. A scroll of lesser restoration.
I'll look at the group and see if we want to carry on or go back the other way. This next room here is just full of stones and dirt.
Isn't there a door on the other side there?
Yeah.
Let's head on through it.
There is, yeah.
All right.
Well, let's check it out, see where the dirt and stone came from. Why is it there?
Let's let Barry and check out that door first, okay, Chef?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
I think he's learned his lesson.
I don't know about that, but I'm done for today.
So Shem, as you enter the room, all of a sudden these piles of stone start to form some creatures. And there is 2 gargoyles that form and 2 stone mephits. And you remember the mephits from your earlier travels. But these are the stone mephits. And there's a couple of stone mephits, like I said. And there are a couple of gargoyles. And these things appear in front of you. And the gargoyle that's in front of you, it asks, "What are you doing here? State
just
your
looking for
business. Why are you in this tower?"
We're here to help the gods.
How are you supposed to be helping the gods?
I don't know. I'm just here.
That doesn't make any sense to me. You have to have a purpose for being in here. How did you find this place? This
I look
temple
Malachi to help
was
bail me
sealed
out.
long ago.
Do my insight senses tell me anything?
Your
Up these-
spidey senses?
Spidey senses.
What kind of spidey senses are you trying to use here?
I'm trying to figure out if these things are hostile and what kind of answer they're looking for.
Well, you can tell that they're not undead. I'll give you that. But I don't know what else to